Welcome to the inaugural episode of RTA News. I'm very excited you chose to be a part of this and welcome aboard. Here are the top stories for August. On August 5th, the Chicago Transit Authority opened its brand new Damon station on the Green Line. This station opened 2 weeks before Chicago was set to host the Democratic National Convention at the nearby United Center. The new $80 million station reintroduces L service to a part of the West Side that up until now had to rely on the Blue Line as its only source of rapid transit. The CTA also approved a $2.9 billion contract for the extension of the Red Line. The contract will go to a consortium of companies to begin designing and building the Red Line extension. Construction is expected to start in late 2025, with completion estimated in 2030. When completed, this new extension will add 5.6 miles and 4 new stations to the southern end of the Red Line. Speaking of which, Portland finally completed the expansion of its Red Line. TriMex completed its $250 million expansion of the line, which now extends west to Hillsborough Airport. This expansion also adds 10 new stops to the line and corrects a mistake by adding a second track to the eastern portion of the line. Previously, trains headed to Portland International Airport had to navigate a single-track section north of the Gateway Station, causing delays. In Seattle, the Linwood extension is now open. This 8.5-mile-long extension of the Link Light Rail system connects the northern suburbs of Linwood, Mount Lake Terrace, and Shoreline to downtown Seattle. The Linwood extension is part of a greater project to expand the Link Light Rail system. Construction is well on the way on the southern end to extend the system to Federal Way and eventually Tacoma. And on the east side of the Puget Sound, the East Lake extension opened earlier this year, with planned extensions in 2025 and 2026. Continuing with the theme of new openings, Sunrail opened its newest station in DeLand, Florida on August 9th. The station comes at a cost of $42.8 million and caps off the full expansion of the Orlando-based commuter line, which now stretches 61 miles through 4 central Florida counties. In other news, the New York City bus system has practically become a free-for-all, with a reported 48% of riders not paying their fares. According to the MTA, this wanton fare evasion cost the agency $315 million of lost revenue in 2022. Transit experts attribute the cause to a multitude of issues, including the increasing fares amidst declining service. However, fare enforcement has fallen to the wayside as bus drivers are opting to not stop fare beaters as opposed to confronting potentially violent passengers. Brightline workers have voted to form a union. With the help of the Transport Workers Union, the railroad's onboard crew voted on August 8 to begin the unionization process. According to workers, Brightline has been indifferent to workers traumatized by fatal accidents and has a draconian attendance policy that encourages workers to come in sick. As a result, Brightline has hired anti-union lawyers to discourage workers from organizing. Staying with Brightline, planners in Stuart, Florida are getting cold feet amid soaring costs for the proposed Brightline station. Originally, the city and county both agreed to pay up to $45 million for the station. However, once the cost of borrowing was included, costs rose to $82 million. Lawmakers were meeting in early September to discuss the plans further. The Department of Justice filed a civil suit against Norfolk Southern Railroad, accusing the company of purposefully delaying Amtrak passenger trains in favor of its own trains. Federal law requires Amtrak trains to receive priority while traveling over freight tracks. However, the lawsuit alleges that Norfolk Southern regularly fails to do so and cites multiple times where Amtrak trains were either delayed behind slower freight trains or were outright held while other freight trains were allowed to proceed. In their response to the suit, Norfolk Southern said it's committed to complying with federal law. Megabus has ended passenger service throughout multiple locations, including the Northeast. After filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in July, Megabus has opted to end routes from Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Charlotte, Durham, North Carolina, Richmond, and throughout Texas. In addition, Megabus transferred operations along the Northeast corridor to rival bus operator Peter Pan. Operations throughout the rest of the country will remain for now. Finally, after years of planning and testing, Caltrain has introduced its electric fleet to passenger service. The new trains, built by the Swiss rail manufacturer Stahler, will help speed up service and reduce travel time on the Bay Area commuter line. The new fleet gradually began introduction to service starting in early August and should be completed by the end of September. Caltrain's diesel equipment will still remain to provide shuttle service between San Jose and Gilroy. The introduction of electric service caps off a $2.4 billion electrification project that began in 2017. The project was approved in part by the California High-Speed Rail Authority in an agreement that will allow future high-speed trains access to downtown San Francisco. This marks the end of our video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe to help support the channel. Thank you for riding with us, and I hope to see you again soon.